Yeah, some great basketball already just in the first fortnight. We're going to start with the biggest talking point. I don't think there's much question about that. The Golden State Warriors, all eyes have been on the new super team, and it hasn't been that impressive, to be honest.
It's been a shaky team, more
Not so super.
Definitely not so super, but it is 6 games into an 82-game regular season, so it's not time to overreact and overhaul everything yet, but they have some big issues. Obviously, as we mentioned, 4-2 record, which they went 24-0 last year, I'm pretty sure, to start off.
Start off, yeah.
So 4-2 is not...
Quite a difference.
Yeah, quite a difference, especially big losses as well, obviously, to San Antonio by 29 and the Lakers by 20, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which that's not the kind of losses that they're used to having. And even their wins, I mean, the Thunder win was obviously against OKC was pretty impressive, which that was almost all single-handedly down at Durant.
He was
on
a bit
fire.
of motivation there.
But even, I mean, the Suns game and the Pelicans game were way closer than what anybody would have expected. But we'll just move on to, I think Brownie's going to give some opinions on them later, but we'll stick to some cold hard facts to start with. Just looking at the key issues that they have as a ball club. Obviously the biggest one, which will change, it will come, is just they're missing shots. That's just plain and simple.
That they're usually dropping, they're just not dropping. For
all the analysis you want, the NBA is a make or miss league. If you make the shot, you're the hero. If you miss it, you're the villain. It's how it works. Yeah. It's the difference between winning and losing. Just looking at some of their incredible shooters and the struggles they're having. Klay Thompson is 19% from 3. He's had games of 1 for 6 from 3, 2 for 9, 0 for 6, 0 for 7, and 2 from 10. The only half-decent game from 3 was against OKC when he was 4 of 8. He's a career 41% from 3, and last year he was 42. So he'll regress to the mean eventually. That will come back up. He had a slow start last year, I'm pretty sure, as well. So,
not like this,
but not like this. Yeah. But I think he will come back. Even Steph is 35% from deep. He went 0 of 10 against the Lakers, which was
the first game in
157 game streak, snapped with at least 1 3 in it. Draymond Green's only 22% from deep. He's a career 33%er. He airballed a few threes that he's been left wide open for, which last year he was knocking down. Andre Iguodala struggling from deep.
He's pretty much not really existent at the moment.
Andre, he's really short. Even with his layups under pressure and stuff, the few I've seen, he's missed some really easy.
Usually he gets those. He guns at the paint and he'll drop them.
But
at the moment.
In the finals, he's been great when he's had, obviously, other than the LeBron block last year, but he's been really good at converting those. KD's been the saving grace for them, honestly.
He's been the only positive.
Yeah.
He's probably the reason why they got those wins is because of him.
He's been their go-to man every game except for the Trailblazer game when Steph scored 23 in a quarter. The other 5 games, it was all Durant. 30 points per game, 8 rebounds, just under 2.5 steals, 59% from the floor, and just under 43 from beyond the arc. It's working in terms of what they were saying. He's going to get a lot easier shots than at OKC just with the spacing. And he's pouring it on, but we haven't seen them all be able to mesh together and click just as of yet. The other issue, which is not going to be as easily fixed as the missing shots, is the defense. They were
defensively shocking.
If we just look at some of their numbers, in 2014 and 2015, when they were obviously the champs, they ranked number 1 defensively in their defensive rating. They were number 2 offense. Last year, number 1 offense. Their defense dropped a bit, but they were still number 5. This year, so far, obviously it's a small sample size, but they're number 22 in defense.
Bit of a difference.
Huge drop. Obviously, Bogut makes
a massive
You just don't have Zaza can't
He's
protect the rim
Not good enough.
like Bogut can. He's not a blocking center. And then
No.
like David West.
He's getting on.
Yeah.
He's not what he used to be.
Do you think they'll try and trade in to get someone
I
like
think
a
they're
Bogut?
going to have. Oh,
They're
they're not
big
going to be
strapped
able to
for
afford
cash, though.
someone
Enough
like
for
a
Bogut,
Bogut.
but try and get someone that can defend like a Bogut.
Yeah, they're going to have to
It's
try
going
and
to
get.
be hard, though, because those sort of players
Yeah.
cost a bit of cash and they don't have any cap space.
Are there any
whatsoever.
free agents out there still?
Not
No.
that generally have the blocking ability
Nah.
that they need. Yeah, so I mean they're giving up 110 points a game. They gave up 129 to the Spurs, 114 to the Pelicans, 100 to the Suns, 104 to the Blazers. OKC was probably their only good or reasonable game defensively, 96, and 117 to the Lakers. So the paint protection, I mean, the Lakers showcase it. If you attack the paint, they can't stop you.
Even the Spurs game, they just gunned at them in the paint. And I reckon the other teams have looked at that and gone, let's just go at them.
This is how we do it.
Because no team seem to be scared of them.
No.
They're just going at them.
Yeah, they don't have the protection in the paint, which doesn't bode well with teams like the Spurs, the Clippers. The teams that are going to be up there challenging them are quite good. I mean, like, good luck to Zaza stopping a DeAndre Jordan or a Blake
He's gonna
Griffin
be
or a
eating them up for
Aldridge.
breakfast.
Yeah, that's not going to be pretty. And the last issue is just their turnovers. This was an issue last year. It's probably been the biggest issue because they play such a Harlem Globetrotter style of
Push it
play
up
that
and-
sometimes they can take high risk, low reward passes, which result in a lot of turnovers, and it's still a massive issue. They've had huge turnover numbers so far this year.
I also noticed the Lakers game showed up a bit. Their rebounding is not up to scratch because there were so many second chance points the Lakers got, or just I think there was one play. I think we got offensive rebounds 2 in a row and then kicked it out to, I think, Clarkson, that ended up dropped the 3. Like, if you're going to be a contender, it starts with defense
Yeah, which again
and
is
rebounding.
Bogut is.
That's who they miss.
Yeah, they've paid
Never thought I would say that.
they've paid a massive price to get Durant. They've lost.
You have to take the risk with that sort of player.
I know for Durant you have to take the risk, but when everything clicks and they all fire like the Thunder game, they don't
That's
need
it.
defense
They
and
don't
they're
need
going to
defense.
win. But if their offense isn't firing, even teams that aren't playoff level teams are going to have a legitimate chance to beat them because they just can't. They can't keep you a quality team under 115, 120.
Yeah.
Which to score that much, you need to have your offense clicking. That's for sure.